Okay, boom. Okay, boom. So look, this gonna be Kefe D crashing out, man. Amid his trial, he's trying to get delayed. He started crashing out. Judge basically saying they trying to slander his family. They basically say he basically tells the judge, y'all trying to slander my family. I'm tired of being ridiculed. He's funny. At the end of the day, bro, like PD didn't really do nothing. It was his nephew that set them shots, man. And if you know, PPD's always been a crash for the Yonkers and Rips, man. He was nobody like that. The only person that has his back is Rat 100. Yeah, the only person that has his back is Rat 100. He um he was nobody from the Yonkers and Rips, man. Um, yeah, he just a crash dummy, bro. Like he was never a shooter or none of that, bro. Like he literally was just a crash dummy. Someday they try to put the charges on him, but if you really want to know what it is, bro, like they didn't even pay none of those people to try to hit Pac, bro. But yeah, Diddy was supposed to give each of the people from the Compton Crips a meal to knock out Pac, bro. And they didn't receive nothing. So yeah, boom, this gonna be two clips from KS KUSI 8 News, and then we gonna go over to Game May TV name. We're gonna be on to the next one. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that hype button. Make sure you follow all the socials, man. Discord, Twitch, TikTok, IG, Rumble, and Kick. Let's get into the content.
They're not only ugly on the outside, but they ugly on the inside too.
Dwayne Kefe D. Davis lashing out at prosecutors during another hearing about releasing him on bail.
And you just use something in the boxes. They just use something in the box from 1996.
Those boxes contain a 2006 interview from a gang member who prosecutors say implicates Davis in Shakur's murder.
He makes that statement 2 years before any confession the defendant ever made.
But speaking out of turn, Davis says he believes those boxes came from retired LAPD detective Greg Kading, who interviewed Davis as part of the investigation into the death of rapper Notorious B.I.G. In a recorded interview, Davis told Kading what happened in Shakur's case, believing he would have immunity.
The boxes should not be allowed. They've been at his house for 15 years, and he do interviews going in the boxes.
Well, Tuesday's hearing centered on that new evidence. The main reason was Davis's bail, the judge denying Davis's first attempt over concerns the man putting up the more than $112,000 was really a middleman. She also said she was concerned Davis could profit off the alleged crime, but Davis's attorney says no law prevents that until a person is convicted.
Right now, his son, myself, even he can enter into a contract with any media entity and make money on this case.
Lawyers for the man charged with murdering the rapper Tupac Shakur filing a motion this week. 8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne joins us live in studio with more. Kyle, why now?
Brian, the murder trial for Dwayne Davis, best known as Kefe D, is coming right up this summer, and his new lawyer wants to get some of the evidence the state plans to use against him tossed as soon as he can.
They have a right to their point of view. We have a right to ours, and nobody has a monopoly on the truth, or in this case, the facts.
And some of those facts, Davis's attorney, Robert Draskevich, wants to clarify, as he did in this 24-page motion to suppress evidence that Metro Police seized in a nighttime search of Davis's home. Davis's lawyer writing the police didn't have good reason to break down Davis's door in the middle of the night, so to speak, and that this affidavit Metro showed a judge in order to get that warrant shouldn't have been enough for her to allow the nighttime search. The motion to suppress says the court was misled and that there was bad faith, meaning the judge should toss any evidence the police recovered that night. The 8 News Now investigator spoke with Draskevich earlier this year.
We keep our eye on the ball. What we do is we lay out the tasks that need to occur before the trial date, investigation that needs to occur, interviews that need to take place, subpoenas that need to be issued. We are just beginning that now.
And now, this motion to suppress, accompanied by 186 pages of supporting documents, including a list of items the cops took from Davis's home after the search, like a USB drive, an iPhone, iPads, laptops, and other tablets. The second page showing the police also grabbed a copy of Vibe magazine on the murder victim, the rapper Tupac Shakur, a copy of the book Compton Street Legends, in which Davis is alleged to have confessed to the murder. District Attorney Steve Wolfson, back when Davis was arrested over 2 years ago, standing behind the evidence Davis is now challenging.
This is an important case. We wanted to make sure we did it right. We wanted to make sure we had legally admissible evidence. We wanted to make sure that we felt comfortable that we had sufficient legal evidence. You know, if you're going to charge a person with murder, he has a right to believe that the system would only bring charges if there was sufficient legal evidence.
Davis's attorney is no stranger to high-profile cases. Robert Draskevich just defended a former porn star who was convicted of beheading her ex-husband, and he represented disgraced politician Robert Tellis in his murder case a year ago, August, Brian.
Dwayne Davis and the lawyers on both sides will appear in court January 6th to argue the latest motion. Davis is serving a sentence at High Desert State Prison for a fight he started when he was in Clark County Detention Center awaiting his murder trial.
For nearly 3 decades, the murder of Tupac Shakur has been written about in books, talked about in documentaries, and basically dominated the headlines. But now, a motion to suppress has been filed, ladies and gentlemen. And the key question is, was the evidence collected at Kefe D's midnight raid?
The man accused of killing Tupac is trying to get all the evidence against him thrown out of court. Kefe D's legal team just filed a motion claiming the police raid on his Nevada home back in 2023 was totally illegal. They are arguing that the cops painted a misleading picture of him just to get the search warrant approved. While the police described him as a dangerous drug kingpin, his lawyers are clapping back, saying he is actually just an elderly, retired cancer survivor who has been living quietly for the last 10 years. They claim the nighttime raid violated his civil rights because there was no urgent safety threat to justify it. If the judge agrees with this motion, a massive amount of evidence could be wiped from the case. This is all happening while Kefe D is currently locked up for fighting another inmate, and the actual murder trial has been pushed all the way back to August 2026. After 30 years of questions, this legal loophole might just change everything.
He thinks that he is scot-free, that he has immunity from everything, and he decides to write a book. And in his book, he talks about his career as head of the Crips gang, but he also talks about his role in Tupac's murder. That, not his proffer agreement, but his own story, his own book, got him indicted.
Over 29 years after the high-profile murder of rap icon Tupac Shakur, Dwayne Kefe D. Davis stands accused of orchestrating the hit. Davis confessed to his alleged involvement in 2009, but it was under a so-called proffer agreement, which protects suspects from criminal prosecution. However, investigators say Davis stepped outside that agreement by confessing to the crime in interviews and in his memoirs called Compton Street Legend. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve Wolford. Now, attorneys for Davis are contesting evidence collected by police during what they call an unlawful search of his home 2 years ago. News 3's George Acosta has been going through the newly filed court documents and joins us now in studio with more. George.
Well, yes, Steve, within this nearly 30-page long court filing, Dwayne Kefe D. Davis and his attorneys are challenging the validity
they planned to execute at the time.
Anytime you have a cold case, obviously there's concerns. There's degradation of evidence, loss of witness testimony. We anticipate challenging this case on those grounds as well.
Now, within the newly filed motion submitted Monday, Davis's legal counsel highlights what they claim to be insufficient reasonings as to why a nighttime search warrant of Davis's home was needed and evidently executed after nearly 3 decades had passed since the September 1996 killing of Shakur. And while Davis's attorneys seek to suppress the evidence found,
everything. We understand that there was rounds of ammunition found, which is our position, have nothing.
So basically, they're trying to say that raid was unlawfully to do to Kefe D back 2 years ago when they found the ammunition. I mean, really, bro's an idiot. He made that Compton City Legend book, wrote it, put in there that he had something to do with killing Pac, put in there that he was a leader of the Compton Crips, put in there how much he was paid. Then went on the dialogue and dialogue and Revolt and Vlad TV, and basically said that he got paid $1 million, or he and others got paid $1 million to knock out Pac, bro. So now he's trying to get his motion appealed to basically for them to throw away this evidence and make it look like he's this cancer survivor, a good man. He hasn't been doing nothing for 10 years. Yes, he wrote the book, kind of tying him into Pac's murder, but it has nothing to do with anything now. He shouldn't be charged for this now, blah, 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 blah. So they're trying to push the trial back to August 2026. We'll have an update for you soon. Keep going.